Hey guys, so today I wanted to make a video about some recent Target bin finds I've found. Now, as I stated in a previous video, I got a friend of mine into going to the Target bins, so we've been going together quite a bit, and we actually took a little trip to a city that's like an hour away from us, and we went to Targets there. So this is all I got in that trip. I did also find 2 Galaxy Core Primes. This is one of them. I also had another one sitting around, so I actually sold those 2 in a lot. I got like $25 out of them. They were both mint, worked perfectly fine, both the same gray Verizon. But yeah, so let's get into the finds I found. It's kind of a range from worst to best, I guess. But yeah, let's get right into it. I'm just going to start with this to get it out of my way. This is a Amazon Fire tablet. It is the 8-inch, so it's HD8. It's a 2017 model, I think, or it's the 7th generation, whatever year that is. It works perfectly fine. It's a 32 gigabyte. Obviously not cellular. They never sold these in cellular. I'm actually trying to sell this thing because I don't want it. It's in pretty good condition. Just has a few scuffs up there and a few scratches on the back. I have it listed for like $38 right now, so if any of you are interested in this, it's being sold on my Mercari. Just shoot me an offer, tell me that you're coming from YouTube, and depending on what your offer is, maybe I'll accept it. But yeah, I'm just trying to get rid of this thing. I have no use for it. I'll go into settings and show you guys. Storage. Yep, it is a 32 gigabyte model, so that's nice. It's actually upgraded. The base model for these was 16 gigabytes. Yeah, it is a Fire HD8 7th generation in black. So yeah, this thing works perfectly fine, holds a charge, everything works fine. No issues at all. Moving that off to the side, now let's get on to some phones. This is the worst find, I guess. This is a LG G3. It's a Verizon model, and when I got it, it didn't have a battery, and it had a note on it saying bad PCB, so I'm guessing they meant the motherboard. But one thing I found interesting, right before I went to go record this video, I stuck the battery from another LG G3 in here, and it vibrated, and the little light up here came on, showing it was turning on. So I have a slight feeling the screen might just be disconnected. So I'm going to open this up after this video and see if I can get anything out of it. Because if the screen's just get disconnected, this thing might actually work. But yeah, it's just a standard Verizon LG G3. This is the Galaxy Core Prime I was talking about. This is just standard Core Prime on Verizon. It works perfectly fine. It is a 8 gigabyte on Verizon in the charcoal color. This thing runs Android 5, I believe. Yeah, it runs Android 5.1.1. And I found no issues with this thing at all. It works perfectly fine. It wasn't reset when I found it, or one of them was, one of them wasn't. This might have been the one that was reset. I honestly do not remember. But either way, it works perfectly fine. It's just nice to have it, you know. I used to have one of these many years ago as my main phone, so it's just kind of nice to have for nostalgia purposes. And this one is actually very in mint condition. It's in better condition than the one I just had for collection purposes prior. So I basically looked at the 3, figured out which one was in the best condition, and kept the one that was in the best condition, which is this one. And it also seems to have the best battery, so moving on, this is a Ipod Touch 5th generation. This is the complete base model. It's a 16 gigabyte. It's in pretty reasonable condition, actually, for the most part. There's just some scuffing on the top here. I don't know if I can focus that. Yeah, you guys can see that. And a little bit on the bottom, too. There's a nice dent in the aluminum. And there, it's actually pretty beaten up around the corners, but the back is in flawless condition. And it actually does work perfectly fine. Minus one issue, which is the home button. The home button is just stuck in, doesn't do anything, and I'm not even going to bother opening this thing up to try to fix it because these are not easy to get into, and I don't want to break the screen because it's been a while since I had a working iPod Touch 5th generation, so it's kind of nice to have one in working order again. And from what I can tell, this thing actually holds battery really well for an iPod, so I am not complaining about that. I'm obviously not going to do anything with it, just have it for collection purposes. Obviously, it's a 16 gig running iOS 9.3.4, and I just have the little assistive touch thing. I haven't really set this thing up at all. I basically just quickly set it up, added a wallpaper, and called it a day. But it's very nice to have for collection purposes. I used to also have one of these, but it was a blue 32 gig, so it's nice to have one of these again. Moving on, this is actually quite a rare phone. This is a purple Galaxy S4. It works perfectly fine. It is a Sprint model, unfortunately, and I just want to give you guys a disclaimer. So, since Sprint shut down, I've noticed with old Sprint phones, they always, like, will keep disconnecting and reconnecting from Wi-Fi. I have no idea why it does it. I really don't. Every single old Sprint phone I've gotten from the bin has done this. This S4 did it, that LG G3 did it, the LG G2 I found did it. They just all do it now for some reason. So if you guys are having this issue, one thing you can do to not completely get rid of it, but minimize how many times it happens, is turn on airplane mode, but keep Wi-Fi on. Because then it just disables all the cellular stuff. And it seems like that worked on these old phones. So if you have a phone with that issue, try that, see if it works. But yeah, this thing is a purple Galaxy S4. It's in very nice condition, pretty much mint condition. I put it in this OtterBox commuter case, I think it is. It was just one I had laying around. It works perfectly fine. As I mentioned before, it's on Sprint. It is a 16 gigabyte. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Or that. And it's running Android 5.0.1. And yeah, this thing works perfectly fine. No issues with it at all. The battery holds a charge pretty well as well. Yeah, I really like this phone. I've wanted a purple S4 for a while, so I was very lucky to pull one out of a Target bin. Moving on. This is a Galaxy J7V. This thing works perfectly fine. This one I also sold. I need to ship this out. Actually, I need to package that up right after this video. Also give it a charge. This thing was perfectly fine. It's on Verizon. Really don't know if it's unlocked. It probably is. But yeah, it's in pretty much mint. It's in really good condition. The only damage on the phone at all is just that scratch right there. But I already have one of these, so I didn't need it. And I was able to get like $40 out of this thing. So I thought might as well sell it. It is a 16 gigabyte. Running Android 8. I don't know what version to be exact. Let me check that. Android 8.0.1 or 8.1.0. So yeah, no issues found with this thing at all. It's in very nice condition, better condition than mine. The charging port on mine actually just recently broke because for that trip, I have 2 SIM cards and I was planning on putting it into mine and using it as a GPS phone because that's what I did when I went to a few places with Jake Carroll. But the charging port stopped working, so I was like, great. So that's now sitting in a drawer. The charging port on it was funky since I got it, but now it just completely is dead. So as much as I hate to sell this thing, I need money. So, and that's where the money from that is going to help me buy more phones, hopefully, because I'm getting like $73 in total from everything I sold. I also did sell this. You guys may remember this. I found this a long time ago. It's a Galaxy A01. I actually found this on a trip with Jake Carroll. It works. I'm just charging it up to sell it. But moving on, now we're getting into the better finds. This is another LG G3. I was kind of surprised I found 2 on this trip, considering how uncommon they are nowadays. This one does work perfectly fine. It's a Sprint model as well, so yeah, I had that same issue. That's why airplane mode is on. Yeah, keep that on. It works. This one works perfectly fine, which is great. I've always wanted a working LG G3. I had one a while ago, but it was stuck on Android 4. This one is not. This one is running Android 5.0.1. I really don't remember if these got Android 6. I don't think they did. But it is a 32 gigabyte, I believe. Yeah, I believe these all 32 gigabytes. But yeah, it works perfectly fine. It's actually a really nice phone. I love the screen. It's very vibrant, very high resolution. It's a very nice phone. And it's very snappy for an old LG phone. I was going to put a custom ROM on it, but being LG, they locked the bootloader and locked you out of the bootloader settings into the, like, in the BIOS. So you can't get into it, unknowingly. But whatever. And then this is a Asus Zenfone V Live. It's like an Asus Zenfone V Live. It's on Verizon. It's in relatively okay condition. It's pretty beaten up down at the bottom here where it's plastic. It's all cracking. Top, reasonable condition. The screen is cracked. It's not bad. It's really just one hairline there. Like just some little cracks down there. And then one hairline spiderweb. The screen is scratched quite a bit, but it works perfectly fine. It also has a fingerprint sensor. This is actually a really nice phone. Doesn't have the best specs. I'm pretty sure it's just like a Snapdragon 425, 2 gigs of RAM, 16 gigabytes of storage. It's nothing amazing, and a 720p screen, but it's a really nice phone. It runs Android 8.1. It's on Verizon. This thing also works perfectly fine. It reminds me of a Samsung with like the home button and stuff like that. I really do like this phone. I haven't used it much, but it's really nice for collection purposes. I've always wanted an Asus phone. I just never came across one, so yeah, it's pretty nice to have. I know there's like a higher end model of this that was sold on Verizon. I think it was just called the Asus Zenfone Z or V. It had a glass back and stuff like that, but I believe this is a newer model. I don't know. And moving on to the best find, this is a Pixel 4a 5G. I was super excited when I pulled this out of the bin, but unfortunately it's shattered. And on top of that, this phone is stone dead. I really don't know what's wrong with it. I don't think it's water damage. The camera does look actually really foggy. It might be water damage, but I really don't know, because when I took out the SIM tray, it was dry as a bone, and there was no like water indicators that were set off. So I don't know what's wrong with this thing. It does absolutely nothing at all. It's in the black color, but when I plug it into a charger, I even listened to the charger to see if I could hear it like making noise, because normally when a phone is charging, the charger makes a slight bit of noise, but no, nothing. It was not drawing any current. So it could be a slew of things. It could be the charging port. There was a lot of gunk in it when I found it. I did clean it out, still nothing. It could be the screen. It could be the battery. I really don't know. This is not the first Pixel I found that just was stone dead. I found, many years ago, I found a gray Pixel 1 that did nothing. You guys may remember that, but I really don't know what's wrong with this phone. I'd like to get it working, although screens are extremely expensive for this phone, and I don't want to rip it off, possibly breaking the OLED, because I really don't know if it's already broken or not. So for now, this phone's going to sit until I figure out what to do. I was going to use my next YouTube check towards getting a screen for this, but my work has been cutting my hours, so that's going to have to go towards car insurance. So that sucks, but either way, I'll probably keep it. Maybe I'll sell it. If any of you are interested in this phone, shoot me a comment down below, and I will post a Mercari listing for it, because I don't need it. I'd like to get at least like $50 to $60 out of it or more, because this is still very much a new phone, and it's in really good condition besides the screen. And who knows, you might slap a screen on and it'll turn on. One of my friends made a good point last night that some phones just don't do anything when the screens are broken. So that could be it. I really don't know. I just don't have the money to deal with it right now. So I may sell it. I may not. If you guys are interested, again, just shoot me a comment and maybe I'll post a listing for it. So yeah, that is all the finds I got. I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I've been trying to push out more videos lately, if you've noticed. I do have a few planned that I can definitely make. But for now, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. If you did, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.